Doing?
Doing good.
So, priorities change all the time, and like I personally have gotten an update in regards to like, fucking all the sensitive stuff. I'm not necessarily asking for details, but well, I'll tell you my perspective. Today, it sounded like this pestilence guy got 2 people sick, in law enforcement. Which then, in my mind, begs the question: what, is he still actively getting people sick? I genuinely don't know because I have not been receiving any sort of updates from the Marshal, Sama, whatever. I am going to seek those answers afterwards. But in relation to some of the answers I heard, they were shocking. And I have been made aware that some people believe that he's like some kind of hocus pocus Harry Potter motherfucker. I don't believe any of it. I guess my general question is, are the marshals handling it? Are they actually handling it? And should I do something about it? Because from where I'm standing, I'm kind of like, this guy needs to be manhunted. Do I need to put a $10 million bounty up?
Masters, why don't you update him with what you have, what you can provide?
Right, we'll have to go back a bit to start with so I can answer if anything's been done with Isaac. Chief, was the mayor filled in about that video?
I believe so. You're talking about the one from even a couple months ago, is that right?
Yeah, from down in the sewers.
You were filled on that, is that correct? Nino?
The video.
I feel like we all saw it together, along with had to do with the torture.
Gotcha. Okay. We can circle back in case I don't. It's very possible it may have escaped my mind.
I believe it was given to all of us at the same time, so.
Right,
This is like a while ago, I take it?
Yeah,
about
a
2
couple of
months,
months at least.
I see.
So
okay.
basically, we had physical proof of Isaac infecting someone, torturing them, and leaving them for dead. Now, at that point, I wanted to make a move against him. And the response I got from the marshals and BCSO, who were like more the leads, was, nope, we're not doing that. You can't do anything to him. No point trying. It's been very frustrating in that regards. They decided they wanted to just focus on other people that may be working on him instead of the root cause. And that is why there's never been any attempt to arrest this guy, even with the clearest of evidence.
So you're telling me that this guy. I want you to say that one more time because I feel like I must have misheard you.
No. So, video evidence provided by them. I actually believe it was someone else has been investigated that's related to him, but video evidence of the torture and infecting of what is basically patient 0 of the plague was filmed and given to the marshals. The outcome of that was that I was told I'm not allowed to push a warrant and attempt to arrest Isaac for said charges, and instead we're only focused on people helping him.
Did they tell you why?
The gist of it is they're scared of him and they don't think he can be arrested. They laughed at me when I said I'll try and put him in cuffs. And it was clear I wasn't going to get any support to attempt to do so. I've took a more backseat in the past months and been more focused on keeping the doctors safe than in regards to actually going after anyone in it.
Who is leading that investigation right now?
I'd assume the marshals, because right from the beginning, if you remember rightly, I told them that I insisted that they be the ones in charge. So it was Dark, but I don't know if he got removed from it for being too involved or what. Because I've been keeping a back seat, most of my information has been coming through Perry when she's been getting contacted by Isaac or from Erin if something's happened. I don't know how much information we're allowed to give Nino in regards to this, though, Chief, because we had the whole transport incident as well.
Based on what I've gathered, just the basic dialogue and just over this guy sounds to me like he is manufacturing a virus that has been consistently evolving to the best of my understanding. He's clearly making negotiating with members of law enforcement and civilians, which has resulted in select individuals getting antidotes. This is why I was so pissed with some of the shit that was a while back with I'm just going to be open about this. Like, this isn't some like secret information, like whether it's like Aspen Gray, whether it was Spade, whether it was they were acquiring these antidotes from, they're not just going to get it, right? They clearly there was some negotiation that took place. Either they're saving someone's life's in threat, and he's doling these things out and doling them in a like limited fashion. My understanding is that the potency of it is very slim. Transparently, of the scientists in the city, such as Jason, which I'll give you some context, is last time this topic was brought up, I noted to Jason, who sat silently in the corner, I'm like, has anyone approached her? She's a scientist, like literally. They immediately were like, she's sus because she doesn't have a badge. I don't care if people think she's Cypress, whether she isn't, she's a fucking person. If this guy's a super terrorist, and Jason, even if you think she's sus, at least talk to her and see if she's got anything, because she went and like researched some of this like a while back, her and a bunch of other people, and ultimately produced a document for Sama, for the marshals, etc. The findings of that, which I think, Turner, you may have gotten a copy of it, showed that there was two things, and I'm trying to remember the best of my ability. It was like the plague, this black vein virus, it like keeps evolving, right? He can make it evolve, which makes sense, right? And I'm going to use other example. You have the coronavirus. Every year the coronavirus evolves. But if you are synthesizing a virus, you can make that evolution take place faster because you're in control of that environment, right? So even if someone stopped it with an antidote, you could evolve it again. But the fact of the matter is that this guy is clearly behind it, should at least be detained and arrested and probably interrogated. I know Dark is on it, but let's be honest, Dark does not solve shit, right? He just chases things around, which is fine. I like the guy or whatever, but this is a fucking matter of fucking state security. And just to be rather transparent, I will have that conversation with the marshals. I'm going to demand an answer, and hopefully come up with a negotiated deal at the end. Because it's well, how the fuck am I supposed to listen to, hey, by the way, this guy is getting people fucking sick and we can't do anything about it? It's insane, right?
Right. So initially we had a proposed task force involving LSPD, BCSO, and state marshals, because there was people who were invested in different parts of this investigation. And the marshals took lead in heading that up. But there was, what's the word for it there, Doc?
There was definitely issues.
There was a lot of internal issues.
Yeah, we've had entire departments, for instance, pulled off the case. timing of which was suspicious as well, which is an issue that is in the Marshal's hands as well. You know, that whole meeting you had with Sama that blew up because of like the Aspen Cure stuff and everything. Dark was tasked with some things that needed to be dealt with coming out of that. I do not know if he's actually done anything about it, but judging by nothing changing, I'm assuming not.
Okay.
Well, I'd definitely be interested to see what the marshals have to say about it. If
Okay.
you spoke to them there, and see if we can
Yes.
we can pursue this a bit more aggressively.
I'm gonna try to get a meeting set up in the next 2 days.
Okay.
And it may be a smaller meeting, right? But just so maybe if for there to be a high level decision, and then probably a follow up meeting if